Now, can you hear?
Yes po, attorney. Loud and clear.
Nobas kasi connecting to cloud eh. Why do you have to get the advice of a lawyer? Kasi you will avoid wasting time. Imbis na maghahanap ka ng basis mo, imbis na mag-research ka, although research and studying itself is good. That's very good. That's actually commendable. But you have to understand, IP lawyers already know their law as well as jurisprudence. Why is it important to not just know the law and the jurisprudence? Yung law kasi is subject to interpretation. Pwedeng hindi ka na-equip ng skill set para i-interpret yung IP laws. Tapos ginamit mo yung IP laws to protect yourself. Mali pala yung interpretation. Kasi yung Supreme Court pala mayroong decisions regarding this. That is jurisprudence. And what is the rule in the Philippines? Any decision by the Supreme Court forms as a law of the land. Ibig sabihin, pag decision ng Supreme Court, parte na siya ng batas ng Pilipinas. That is deemed written. That's why this is very important. Because it's also for your convenience. Why spend months or years trying to learn something? Although I said this is very commendable to trying to learn something. It is very good to you yourself have knowledge of IP laws. Pero the legal expertise is with the lawyers. So get an IP lawyer, at least consult. You don't have to have them on a retainer. Just do a consultancy. Why this is preventive versus reactive? Isipin ng iba, hindi naman, nabasa ko to. Pasok to, hindi to infringement. Pero once na nakasuhan na kayo, that's a bigger problem altogether. Pero it's the preventive versus the reactive. Bakit kayo magre-react? Why do you have to wait for yourself to file a counter affidavit? Kung pwede naman na sa una pa lang, hindi na kayo makakasuhan. Di ba? You prevent problems. You don't react to problems. And of course, the IP lawyer will enforce your rights. Kasi hindi lang naman kayo pwede mag-infringe eh. Other people can infringe upon your rights. Kaya you have to get a IP lawyer na tutulong sa inyo. Why is it necessary to consult or to get the advice of an IP lawyer? This is for the filing of the right case or the cause of action. Kasi alam nyo ba yung grounds for filing? Alam mo ba yung anong case ang actually dapat i-file? The gathering of the correct evidence. Not all evidence have the same weight in court. And not all evidence can be used in court. Kasi hindi naman ibig sabihin meron kang screenshot or meron kang papel na nagsasabing ganito o meron kang isang bagay, pwede mo na siyang gamitin as evidence. Evidence is a very wide scope and is a very broad subject. A piece of brick na merong nakasulat ng pangalan is an evidence. Pero is that documentary or is that in object evidence? Sige nga, let's try. A piece of hollow blocks na may nakasulat na Ram Derek Balde. Pag dinala ko sa korte, is that object evidence or is that documentary evidence? Tama si Sir Flestado. It's documentary evidence. Kaya you have to know, you have to realize that lawyers are not just there para i-hire nyo, para sabihin yung, kasi nagpapabayad. No, what you're actually getting is their expertise. They will help you protect your rights and enforce your rights. It's a two-way street eh. You want to protect your rights, they also want to protect your rights. But of course, you will be profiting from your products. You will have to pay your lawyers. Taking note of the prescriptive periods. What is the prescriptive periods? Ang lahat ng kaso sa Pilipinas, meron tinatawag tayong prescription. Ibig sabihin, there is a number of years para mag-file ka ng kaso. Pag nakalampas na yung prescriptive period, hindi ka na pwede magkaso kasi ang tawag dyan ng Supreme Court is you already slept on your rights. Kaya dapat mag-consult kayo kasi hindi nyo alam, baka tinulugan nyo yung rights nyo eh. Waiver na yan. Hindi na kayo pwede maghabol. Kaya sabihan kayo ng korte, oh, ilang taon nang nakalipas, bakit ngayon ka lang nag-file? Sabihin nyo, eh, ngayon ko lang po nalaman eh. That's not a viable defense. Alam mong matagal nang nag-i-infringe, pero ngayon mo lang nalaman na pwede ka magkaso. Tatanungin ka lang niya, eh, ba't hindi ka kumuha ng abogado? Ba't hindi ka nagtanong? You have already slept on your rights. That's already a waiver of your rights to enforce your claim. Kaya yan, it's prescribed. An IP lawyer will help you kasi it will ask you, what is your complaint? Siguro later na lang yung questions natin.
Yes po, attorney. Anyway, kinokollect naman po namin yung questions para later ma-address po siya sa Q&A portion.
Sige pa. Okay. What is your complaint? Is it for infringement? Is it for the confusion of goods? Is it for the confusion of business? Ano ba ang ginawa ng kalaban mo? Kasi baka sabihin nyo, oh, infringement yan. Pareho kami ng logo, pero may substantial difference. Hindi pumasok sa dominancy test. Eh, kinuha niya lang yung logo para inising ka. That's a different case altogether. Hindi mo siya pwedeng sabihin na infringement dahil lang may similarity or tingin mo is ginaya ka. The lawyer will tell you what is the complaint. Ano ang dapat na case dyan? Does it involve the use or distribution of your logo? Your artistic or literary creation? Your invention? Diba? Who can tell me ABC? What are the right IPO laws here in A, B, and C? Is A patents? Is B copyright? Is C trademarks? Can anybody answer in the chat box? Galing nito ni Sir Hendrik. Very attentive since last session. Tama yan, Sir Flestado Hendrik. A is trademarks, B is copyright, C is patents. Did you give permission to use the said matter? Diba? Ito yung in-explain ko. Even if you protect your rights, once na nagbigay ka ng consent, because consent is material, you can always exclude the world from the use of your creations, your inventions, your logo. Pero once you consent, wala na. Pinayagan mo na siya. Kaya nga, di ba, diniscuss ko din last meeting yung licensing agreements. Kasi once you enter a licensing agreement, nag-consent ka na, pwede mo nang gamitin yung logo nila. Or nila yung logo mo. Is the person engaged in manufacture or sale of the item? Licensing agreements. Where is the item being sold, distributed, manufactured, imported? Do you have samples? Diba? Once you consult with a lawyer, lahat ng tanong na to, masasagot nyo. And makakagawa kayo ng isang comprehensive complaint. Or kung kayo yung kinasuhan, you can file a comprehensive answer or reply. Pero if you do this by yourselves, ilalagay nyo lang yung factual antecedents. Does it conform with the words of the law? So it's important to get an IP lawyer once you're dealing with IPOs. IPs. What are non-patentable inventions? Wait. Discoveries, scientific theories, mathematical methods. Methods of performing mental acts, playing games, or doing business. Ito, pinaka-importante sa ICT. Programs for computers. Generally, programs for computers are not patentable. Pero there is now an IRR or implementing rules and regulations na nasa IPO PHL pa or special rules relating to ICT developed inventions. I-discuss ko ba ito ngayon? Hindi pa. I will try to discuss this on April 11 kasi medyo comprehensive and medyo ano to, iba yung wordings ng law niya. This is not something we can just sit down to and discuss in ngayon. At this next week, yung topic natin is more yung pitfalls that will be just case laws. I think sisingit ako doon ng mga 15 minutes, we will be discussing this. Ano pa ang not patentable? Methods for treatment of the human or animal body. Plant varieties or animal breeds. Kaya si Miss Zora, hindi niya pwedeng ipapatent yung mga variegated niyang bougainvillea, pati yung mga tanim. Pero kung bibigyan niya ako ng jade plant from Sorsogon, mas okay yon. Aesthetic creations. Hindi porket knowing mo si crush mo, invention mo na yon. Baka invention mo, yung crush ka din niya. Pero yung portrait mo sa kanya, hindi mo pwedeng ipapatent. Kasi that's mere aesthetic. Contrary to public order or morality. Laging nasasama si contrary to public order or morality. Nakita nyo, once na ang creation nyo is magkakagulo ang tao or masisira ang moralidad ng Pilipinas, hindi nyo yung pwedeng i-register. Eh ano ba ang morality ng Pilipinas? And ang sinasabi ng iba, the Philippines is a Christian country. That's wrong. The Philippines is predominantly Christian, pero it is a secular country. Ibig sabihin, the laws protect Christians and non-Christians, pantay-pantay. Ibig sabihin, morality here is subjective, depende sa makakakita or makaka-experience. Pero merong mga subject na innately immoral. Pasok siya sa alarms and scandals, pasok siya sa kung saan pa. Ito yung mga bagay na isang tingin mo pa lang, kahit na i-enjoy mo yan, alam mong immoral. Immoral pa din yan. Pleasure and enjoyment does not mean morality. Hindi ko na-example yung mga mahilig dyan mag-Viva Max. Does not mean na na-enjoy yung manood no, does not mean that that's moral. Kaya nga hindi siya pinapalabas sa di ba, sa public. Sabihin nyo artistic kayo dyan. Requirements of a patent. It is new, inventive, and industrially applicable. Step 1, it must be new. Ano yung new? Bagong gawa? No. It does not form part of prior art. Everything which has been made available to the public anywhere in the world by written or oral disclosure, use, or any other way before the filing date. See? Ito yung meaning ng new. Hindi yung sabihin nyo, bagong gawa to, mainit-init pa. Ang importante dito, sa new na term, is hindi pa to nagagawa ng iba. Hindi pa siya parte ng ibang ginawa ng ibang invention ng ibang tao. Tingnan nyo to. Prior art versus invention. Who can tell me what is the invention dito sa first example? Ito lang munang puting cup, tapos itong kabilang puting cup. Can anybody tell me what the invention here? Hindi, yung ano muna. Focus on the first example. Huwag yung second picture. Huwag yung paper cup. Hindi, it's not the design. O how about yung yung second example? Yung paper cup versus dun sa mason jar. Wala. Sige. Walang nakakasagot. We'll check. O, prior art A versus prior art B. Cup, cup, cup. Meron bang invention? Wala namang invention, di ba? How about yung handle niya? Yung prior cup A, may handle. Yung prior art B, walang handle. Invention A, may handle. Invention B, may handle. Yung isa may cover, yung pangalawa may cover. Is that the same? Is there invention? O, sabi nila, yung iba may invention, yung iba wala. Let's bring it back. Yes, there's invention. Pero I will leave that to your imagination kung asan doon ang invention. It's not the design. Let's proceed. Para mas masagot nyo yun mamaya. Step 2, it should involve an inventive step. Invention must not be obvious. Kita nyo, hindi nyo nakita kung alin doon yung invention. To whom? To a person skilled in the art of making at the time of the filing. Nakikita nyo na yung invention doon? Hindi pa din. Okay, let's proceed. The problem solution approach. If faced with all the prior art, excuse me, can I have a 3-minute break? Someone's calling.
Sure po, attorney. Sa mga participants po, we can have our bio break muna. So, kung yung mga mag-CR, mag-CR muna. Yung mga iinom ng tubig, inom po muna ng tubig. We'll be back for 3 minutes po.
Hello, hello?
Yes po, attorney. Ready na po ulit.
Ay, yeah, kung nakabalik na sila. Mainit kasi kaya nagkakape ako.
Kaya din ang attorney. Nagkakapiling kami dito. Sige na po, I think nandito na din po yung iba.
Okay. Let's proceed with the problem solution approach. If faced with all the prior art, is it obvious for any person ordinarily skilled in the art to come up with your solution to the problem? This is an important problem solution approach. Kung gumawa kayo ng invention, sa tingin nyo, ang isang ordinaryong tao ba na may alam sa art ng ginagawa nyo or sa invention nyo is kayang isipin yung ganong proseso? Kaya ba nilang gawin yon? Kaya you have to ask, what are the prior art involved? What is the problem? Is the solution obvious? If it's obvious, then you cannot patent it. Pero kung ikaw ang nakaisip nun, although may ginamit kang prior art, nakita mo yung problem ng prior art and ginawan mo ng solution, there is already an inventive step. Meron ng innovation. Di ba? And the main thing here is that there is an inventive step or an innovation sa prior art. Tulad ng plow ng kalabaw. Di ba the purpose of the plow is para ma-irrigate or ano yung lupa? Ano yung matawag doon? Miss Mika, ano yung tawag doon yung pag sa lupa? Sorry, mas magaling ka sa tanim eh. O mabungkal. Yung plow ng ginagamitan ng kalabaw dati, nabubungkal naman yung lupa. Pero may nakaisip, meron ng mga makina na ngayon eh. We can already automate this. Ginawa ng invention. Meron ng mga machine. May isip ba to ng ordinary persons? May isip, yes. Pero but the process of creating, siya lang makakagawa. Siya nakaisip. That is the innovative step. Ibig sabihin, there is already an invention. Pero how about kung yung plow niya is only one? Tapos may gumawa ng multiple, yung plow niya, may mga stages. May mga demarcations, di ba? Is that an innovative step? No. Kasi you just took the idea of the plow, dinagdagan mo ng isang tangga, hindi na. It's still the same. It's still a metal rod being dragged by an automobile. Industrial applicability. Produced and used in any industry shall be industrially applicable. Ibig sabihin, kailangan useful yung ginawa nyo. Kung yung invention nyo is kalokohan lang naman, hindi naman nagagamit, for what purpose? Hindi mo naman yung pwedeng i-patent. That is not sellable to the public. It's not even useful. Kaya pati dito sa patents, dapat may pakinabang. Made or used in economic activities. Pag sinabi ko bang economic activities, ito finance lang daw. Hindi, economic activities is the sale, the production, the importation, exportation, yung marketing nito. These are economic activities. Meaning, meron kang economic rights dito. If it can be made or used in any kind of industry, including agriculture. Kita nyo, kaya yung example ko, is yung plow. Kasi kasama si agriculture. Sabihin ng iba, hindi. Kasi lang naman yan eh. Basic skill. Yung agriculture, no, it's not. Agriculture is a very difficult subject also. Although through manual labor, pero that's actually a very difficult subject. If you want to check your invention, if meron ng similar, go here. onlineservices.ipofil.gov.ph e-invention file. Makikita mo. Kasi baka mag-file ka tapos or ginamit mo, makasuhan ka pa. Mas okay nang i-check mo muna bago mo i-register. Ito yung average pendency time from filing of grant of patents. Yung sinabi ko kanina, it takes around 18 months from registration. Ito, term. The term of protection ng patents is 20 years. 20 years from date of filing. Pero patents are published 18 months after filing, which can be shortened to 6 months. Paano nyo shorten in 6 months? I-avail nyo yung YIPIP, yung youth incentive. Mas mapapabilis yung process nyo. Kasi kung mag-aantay kayo ng 18 months, what's that? 1 year and 12 months? Ang dami nang pwedeng makaisip ng inventions nyo. Pwede nang magaya. Ito, this is the same graph that I showed you last time. Ito yung process in application for a patent. Andyan na yung fees. Here are the quick tips for ICT. Determine if your intellectual property, is it an invention? Is it a trademark? Is it copyrightable? Search to see if your invention has already been publicly disclosed. A registered agent may be needed. Determine if you need international protection. Prepare for application, claims, and comply with the requirements, and maintain or at least manage your patents. Kaya di ba? It's important to have or to consult an IP lawyer regarding this. What affects process duration? Bakit napapatagal? Bakit umaabot ng 18 months? Kasi incomplete yung sinubmit yung dokumento. Nakalagay naman na kailangan yung endorsement or at least authorized signature ng head ng office nyo, pero hindi nyo ginawa. Walang NSO, walang PSA. Failure of the applicant to respond. Magsisend yan ng letter sa inyo regarding sa application nyo. You have to respond kasi pag may questions regarding yung application nyo, for example, prior use, for example, actual use, kailangan masagot nyo. With opposition, ito yung mga pag pinublish yung patent nyo, kasi pag pinublish to, this is you against the whole world. Pag may nag-oppose, of course, they have to first decide on whether the opposition has legal ground. Kailangan muna ma-check ng IPOPHL yung sinasubmit nyo bang for patent is meron nang nagkiklaim or meron talagang ibang may-ari. About the volume of search results and the workload at the time. Sabihin nyo, hindi, ARTA eh. Sabi ng ARTA at ng civil service, dapat 15 days tapos mo na yung process. Although yes, that's very admirable for the ARTA and the civil service to provide the rules. But you have to understand, per document, kung madami yan, it is not humanly possible. Ito din yung justification dyan. Just because the Citizens Charter provides a definite number of minutes or hours para sa isang process, does not mean yung sa inyo, ganun lang yung duration nun. Why? Sa dami ng workload ng government employees, hindi po madali. Once na lalong natambakan ka, I'm also working with the government. Hindi maiiwasan na there are times na sobrang daming concerns and papel na yung nakalagay nyo sa Citizens Charter or nakalagay nyo sa ARTA is 5 minutes per document. Pero pag binasa mo yung document, 300 pages, paano mo babasahin yun in 5 minutes? This is the same with IPOPHL. Kaya it's very understandable na umaabot ng 18 months ang process. Kasi ang patent, kailangan nila pag-aralan every step of your invention. Kailangan nila i-check, did this use a prior art? Alin ba dito yung innovative step? What is the difference with this from another product? Titignan nila, is this actually usable? Pag may kumontra naman at natalo kayo, you can always appeal to the Director General, to the Court of Appeals, and the Supreme Court. Eto, sunod-sunod to. You apply first to the Director General. Pag hindi pa din, sa Court of Appeals na kayo. Pag hindi pa din, appeal na kayo sa Supreme Court. And this takes time. It will take years bago yun ma-resolve pag nakarating na sa CA and Supreme Court. Kaya again, I would like to emphasize, get an IP lawyer, at least consult with one. Kasi nakalagay yun, di ba? It's for the convenience and saves you time. Ayaw nyong matengga yung mga inventions nyo, hindi magamit ng iba. You consult. Ownership of patents. Kanino ba ang ownership? It belongs to the inventor, his heirs, or assigns. Anong meaning nitong to the his heirs or assigns? Ibig sabihin, in the event that the inventor dies during the 20 years protection, automatically, yung invention is pagmamay-ari na ng mga tagapagmana niya. How about yung assigns? Ano ba yung difference ng assigns versus sa heirs? Yung heirs kasi is mandatory. Laws na naglalagay na lahat ng ownership ng isang decedent mapupunta sa heirs pag namatay. Pero once na inassign yan or dinelegate, for example, nakalagay sa will niya, I am assigning the patent of the backhoe to Miss A. That will go to A, not to the heirs. Kaya you have to differentiate the heirs or assigns. Baka sabihin nyo, ay hindi ka naman tagapagmana. Pwedeng i-assign ang ownership ng patents. Pag joint works, co-ownership siya. Hati-hati kayo, 50-50. It doesn't matter kung ilan yung inano nyo unless i-specify nyo. Person who commissions of the work shall own the patent. For example, nagpagawa ako ng bagong invention sa'yo. Binayaran kita. Sino may-ari? Kung sa copyright, pareho tayo. But for the patent, it's me. Ako yung nag-commission sa inyo eh. I already paid you. Nakuha mo na yung economic rights mo. Ibig sabihin, sa akin na to. Paano naman yung mga empleyado? Kung kung hindi parte ng regular duty mo ang pag-imbento ng isang bagay, that is yours. You own the ownership of the patent. For example, ang trabaho mo is, isa kang admin staff ng isang corporation. Tapos naka-imbento ka ng isang bagay na mapapadali yung pag-filing ng mga documents. Naka-imbento ka ng isang filing machine. Part ba yun ng regular duties mo? Sa employer kasi mapupunta if part siya ng regular duties nyo. Kung ang duty nyo is taga-timpla kayo ng, isa kayong barista, regular duty nyo yung magtimpla ng kape. Naka-imbento ka habang nagtatrabaho ng mas mabilis na paraan makatimpla ng kape. That's for your employer na. Kasi duty mo magtimpla eh. You're a barista. Ito, enforce your rights. You have a negative right. Not enforced equals not useful. Ito yung sinasabi kong waiver of rights. Ibig sabihin, sabi nga ng Supreme Court, you have slept on your rights. Tinulugan nyo na. Infringement. Someone uses, imports, or makes your invention or induces someone to do so. Ano yung induces someone to do so? Ibig sabihin may nagsulsol or may nag-impluensya sa ibang tao na kunin yung invention nyo. Infringement pa din yun. Kasama pa din siya. Kasi principal by inducement siya sa crime na infringement. See? Sa una, that's a civil case. Pero it becomes criminal if done for a second time. You will go to prison for 6 months to 3 years. Ito na yung tinatawag na prescriptive period. Kung alam mong ginawan ka ng infringement, alam mong ninakaw yung invention mo, ginamit nila. Kung hindi ka magfa-file in 4 years ng civil case, kasi first time nilang ginawa, wala na, expired na. That's already prescribed. Hindi ka na pwede mag-file ng kaso. E tandaan nyo, 20 years yung patent, yung protection niya. Pero in 4 years na hindi mo inaksyonan, waived na yun. Ibig sabihin, pinayagan mo na siya. Kasi alam mo na 4 years, hindi ka pa gumalaw. 3 years naman pag criminal, mas maiksi. Bakit mas maiksi pag criminal? Eh kasi ginawang pangalawang beses niya nang ginawa, inantay mo pa yung 3 taon bago ka nagkaso. Eh di ba mas malala yun? Ginawa na dati, tapos inulit, tapos hindi nyo inaksyonan. O, punta naman tayo sa copyright. Copyright is an idea or an expression dichotomy. Only to expression of an idea having material or perceptible existence. Ibig sabihin, it is something that can be seen, can be touched. It can be perceived. Bakit can be touched? We should not forget our brothers and sisters who are PWD, gumagamit ng braille. Hindi naman porket gumawa ka ng nobela, pwede lang basahin. Eh paano naman yung bulag? As long as it can be perceived, or ibig sabihin, kayang tanggapin ng brain ng isang tao yung existence nyo, then that can be perceived. E makita mo, tangible by itself or by aid of a machine. It can be touched, seen, heard, tasted, or smelled. Yung smelled ba pwede? Is that copyright? Sagutin natin ulit mamaya. Protected subject matter of copyright. Ito, this is very important for you, ICT innovators. Computer programs. Kung nakita nyo kanina sa patents, there is an IRR regarding computer programs. Pero, pasok na siya sa copyright. It's already protected by copyright. Kaya yung mga computer programs nyo, tandaan nyo, copyrightable yan. Huwag nyo ina-upload for free. Other literary, scholarly, scientific, and artistic works. Dramatizations, translations, adaptations, abridgments, arrangements, and other alterations of literary or artistic works. Sa UK, ang adaptation is a dramatic version of a non-dramatic work. Or kung dramatic work siya, ginawa niyong non-dramatic. Ginawa niyong play. Or yung play, ginawa niyong through paper. Hindi na siya dramatic. But that's not Philippine law. Collections of literary, scholarly, or artistic works and compilations of data and other materials which are originally by reason of the selection or coordination or arrangement of their contents. Tulad to ng The Collective Works of Edgar Allan Poe. Hindi naman siya ang gumawa ng mga sulat ni Edgar Allan Poe. Pero copyrighted yung libro niya because this is the collection. It was arranged. How about yung Greek mythology ni Edith Hamilton? Bakit copyrighted siya? Hindi naman siya gumawa ng Greek mythology. Hindi naman siya nag-invento kay Zeus. Pero siya yung nag-collect. Siya yung nag-collect ng data and other materials kung kaya't nabuo yung libro niya na Greek mythology by Edith Hamilton. Wait, I have to cough. Alam na kasing mainit ang panahon, nagkakape pa. Pa naman kayo mga Pilipino. Economic rights. Siyempre, pag nag-copyright kayo, your intention is to profit from your works. Wala naman sigurong artist na ayaw kumita. Kaya nga yung ibang artist, ginagamit yung copyrighted material, di ba? Para kumita. Pero you as an artist, pwede niyong pagkakitaan yan. That's why you have economic rights. Sabi nga, it is not a gift if it is not shared to the public. Magaling kayo magsulat, magaling kayong kumanta, meron kayong skills sa literary or artistic works, pero hindi nyo pinapublish or pinapakita sa public, then it's useless. Sabi nga, love is of no value unless it is shared. Eh, yung love nyo sa creation nyo, yung passion nyo, yun yung love nyo eh. You share it to the public, pero i-copyright nyo. Your economic rights is limited to the reproduction of the work or substantial portion of the work. The dramatization, translation, adaptation, abridgment, arrangement, or other transformation of the work. This is the derivative work. Ito na yung UK law. Meron din kayong rights para sa first public distribution of the original and each copy of the work by sale or other forms of transfers of ownership. Maglalagay sana ako dito ng picture ng politikong nag-ribbon cutting kaso Baduy. Tapos baka isipin nyo, pini-endorse ko. Pero kung bumiyahe kayo, makikita nyo naman yung picture niya. Laging nagsasabi, ingat kayo, ingat po sa biyahe, enjoy your Holy Week. Ano pa yung mga economic rights? Rental of the original or a copy of an audiovisual or cinematographic work and other materials. Public display of the original or a copy of the work. Public performance of the work. Ito, di ba, napaka-crucial nito last time. Sinabi ko na sa inyo to, yung public performance of the work. How do you define public? Pag pinerform nyo ba siya sa family nyo, is that public? That's not public, that's private performance. That's not meant for profit. Pero once na nag-invite na si mama mo, si nanay mo, naisip, uy, magaling yung anak ko kumanta, invite ko yung mga kamari ko. Naubos yung barangay nyo, umattend lahat. Public performance na po yun. Infringement na yun. Eh syempre, yung nanay mo, in-invite yung mga kaibigan. Eh, hindi naman pwede yung mga kaibigan niya, hindi i-invite yung kaibigan niya. Yung mga kaibigan nun, mag-i-invite pa ng ibang kaibigan. Napakaraming kaibigan. Public performance na po siya, hindi nyo na po siya pwedeng sabihin na, ay hindi po, close friends na po, napaka-close nyo naman, ang dami nyo. Other communication to the public of the work. Ito yung case na sinabi ko sa inyo na umabot ng Supreme Court last session, na merong isang artist or group of artists na nagreklamo kasi ginamit sa karinderya or sa club yung music nila na hindi nagpapaalam. Nanalo sila. Sabi ng courts, considering na copyrighted yung music nila, kailangan magpaalam. But this is a very rare case. Kasi most artists understand that once it's played on the radio at inon mo yung radio, that's already for public viewing or public hearing. Eh hindi eh. Sabi nung isang group of artists, hindi pwede. Dapat nagpapaalam sa amin. Kasi habol nila yung economic rights nila. Dapat bayaran sila every time ipi-play sa bar or sa karinderya. Isipin mo kung every time ipapatugtog yung tugtog ng Nestle, yung sa kariton, yung nag-iikot ng ice cream, isipin mo ilan makukuha nun. Ito yung rights. This is a Russian Supreme Court case in 2020. The use of a three-dimensional object, as is a group of sculptures in a two-dimensional format, as is in the photo, is also a reproduction. This is sold as the guidebook. Pinicturan yung statue, nilagay sa isang libro. Yan sabi niya, this is also a reproduction. Hindi naman ibig sabihin statwa, kailangan mo din gumawa ng statwa para sabihin na nag-reproduce ka. Eh once na pinicturean mo yung statwa, ginamit mo para sa product mo, hindi na yan fair use. Kasi nakinabang ka na dun sa product ng ibang tao. Pero pag ginamit mo kasi nag-selfie ka lang dyan, my day mo for the clout, hindi siya, hindi siya infringement. Tulad ito, this is a French case in 2019. The statue incorporated the essential features of the photograph. Statue is unauthorized reproduction of an original photograph. Nakikita nyo, di ba? Enfants L and Naked R. This is a French case. Huwag nyo sabihin na, oy, ba't may picture ng mga batang hubad? You have to see this because this is an actual case sa France. And this is ICT tips. Diba? Moral rights. Right of attribution, which is the right to paternity. Hindi ibig sabihin na right to paternity, may anak ka. Paternity dito is ikaw ang owner. You have the right to make alterations or withhold publication. Object, hindi to object to any distortion, mutilation, or other modification, which is the right of integrity. Ibig sabihin, yung mga cover nyo ng music nyo, ay ng music ng iba, na iniba nyo yung arrangement, pwede siyang pigilan. Kahit maglagay ka dyan na credits to the owner, copyright infringement is not intended. That's not a protection. Kasi pag nagsabi ang copyright owner na no, you cannot mutilate, you cannot distort, you cannot rearrange my work for commercial purposes, hindi yung pwede. Restrain the use of his name with respect to any work not his own creation in a distorted version of his work. E makikita nyo, for example, nilagay doon, Silos, created by Lenka. Isipin nyo, oh, nag-credits naman ah. Bakit kakasuhan? Kanta naman yun. Distorted version yun eh. Ayaw kong ma-attribute sa kantang yun kasi that's not my creation. Ginaya niya yung creation ko without my authority or consent. Then that means copyright infringement siya. The keyword again there is consent. Kaya ano ngayon ang hinihingi nung singer? Di ba yung consent? Nasabihin na fair use na lang? Pag hindi niya kasi yung nakuha, kakasuhan siya ng copyright. Lahat ng kinita niya dahil sa kantang yon, ibabayad niya lang dun sa original singer, may damages pa. Katakot-takot na damages ang abutin yan kasi syempre, not our laws ang i-implement yan. Kaya sabi ko last time, di ba, copyright laws ay intellectual property laws, yung history ng intellectual property, protected siya internationally. Hindi porke taga-US yun, hindi na siya pwede magkaso sa Pilipinas. She can file a case in the US at doon siya sumagot. Yung singer na gumaya, kailangan niyang humarap doon. Kasi andun yung venue, andun yung jurisdiction nun eh. Although yung crime committed is dito. Kasi intellectual property laws is internationally known. Although iba-iba ng laws, it's the same. The purpose of the laws are the same. Protection of intellectual property. Fair use. Ito yung isa sa mga pinaka-controversial with regard sa mga content creators at mga tawag nyo doon yung mga entrepreneurs and innovators. Fair use. When I am invoking the right to fair use in the cover music that I am creating, and when I am invoking fair use for ganito. But fair use has a limitation. Actually, si IPOPHL, meron silang sariling guidebook on fair use. Mahaba yun. Dinownload ko pa lang kahapon. Subukan ko sanang basahin kasi sabi ko, wag na. Matatagalan pa tayo. Ito, meron naman tayong mga shortcut para maintindihan yung fair use. How is fair use defined? The courts defined fair use as a privilege to use the copyrighted material in a reasonable, take note of the word reasonable, manner without the consent of the copyright owner or as copying the theme or ideas rather than their expression. Kinopya nyo lang yung idea, hindi yung expression niya. Kanyo, kahit walang consent ng copyright owner, pag fair use, pwede siya. Di mapaisip nyo, yung kanta, fair use naman yun. That's not fair use. Alam niyo ba yung kakasuhan ni Tulfo ng ilang counts ng infringement? Nasa 60 counts. 'Di ba? Kasi ginagaya is yung expression rather than the idea lang. Fair use is an exception to the copyright owner's monopoly of the use of the work to avoid stifling the very creativity which the law is designed to foster. Ito yung case na in-explain ko last time. Ito yung ABS-CBN Corp versus Gozon. This is one of the landmark cases in the Philippines. Naalala nyo pa? Si ABS-CBN versus Gozon? Who can still remember ABS-CBN versus Gozon? Kasi classic case to eh. Kasi napakagandang example. For those na hindi nag-attend last time, let me explain ABS-CBN versus Gozon really quick. There was a time when there was a celebrity who arrived sa Philippines. Pagbaba niya sa airport, yung cameraman ng ABS, kinunan niya ng video yung dumating na tao. Siya lang ang naka-video nung arrival ng celebrity or personality na yon. Ang ginawa ni ABS is ginamit niya yung video ng cameraman niya. Ginawa niya news story. Di syempre, si ABS, being the owner, kasi employee niya yung nag-video, pwede niya yun i-publish. Ito si Gozon, he works with GMA. Naisip niya, uy, wala tayong video nun. Mahina kung sasabihin lang natin, announcing the arrival of PDD or ni Snoop Dogg. Di ba walang impact? Dapat yung balita, merong kalakip na video. Ang ginawa ni Gozon at ni GMA, kinuha nila yung video ng ABS. Di kinasuhan sila ni ABS-CBN. Sabi ni Gozon tapos ni GMA,
Nawala po si attorney. While attorney is coming back po sa ating Zoom, you may standby po muna at baka nag-run out naman po sa kanila. For the meantime, yung mga nagtanong po pala sa ating chat box, pwede naman i-reconstruct yung mga questions nyo para mas ma-address po siya properly ni attorney. Katulad po nitong kay Sir Julius sa Horda, yung reaction video. Paki-complete na lang po ng questions para ma-erase po natin ito later on. Thank you. Para po dun pala sa mga nagtatanong if may certificate po. If you have already adhered to the requirements necessary for the issuance of your digital certificate as outlined po kanina sa ating guidelines, we assure that your certificate will be promptly sent to you once available po. So most probably after 5 working days yan or if sometimes, it may take us a little bit longer. So, yun po. Pero wala po pala tayong, CPD points kasi hindi po namin ito na apply sa PRC. So, yun. Certificates lang po muna. Andito na po si attorney. So, I think we can continue na our discussion.
Zora, saan ako nakatoff? Guys, pa-feedback, saan ba ako naputol kanina?
Ay, attorney, I think po dun ka po na-cut off sa yung sa ABS-CBN versus Gozon.
Gozon, okay, sige, ano na lang natin. Brief summary ng Gozon and ABS. Ang sabi lang ng court dito is yung arrival ng personality ng celebrity or any news event is generally not copyrightable. Pero once na
Ayan, I think nag-freeze ulit si attorney. Nag-fluctuate po kasi yung power nila doon sa Albay. So, for the meantime, mag-address muna tayo ng mga questions sa ating Q&A about sa issuance po ng digital certificates. Mga questions po. Ah, yung sa number of hours po ng webinar session natin, hindi po ata naka-indicate doon sa ating certificate. Ay, pero yung sa meron po pala, I'm sorry, meron po palang number of hours and then pati yung schedule, nandun po yun sa certificate. Ay, ano pa yun? Ano pa yung tanong kanina? Eh, nako. Yes po, meron po tayong evaluation form. It will be given to you at the end of this webinar session, before po tayo mag-end ng Zoom. What do you mean po, sir, na for promotion? I-share mo po ba yung live natin? Hello po, Ma'am Yana Jean. Unfortunately po, wala po tayong CPD points kasi hindi po namin ito na-apply sa PRC for CPD units. So, meron lang po tayong certificates sa each session po natin. So, last session, meron pong certificate doon. This session, meron din pong certificate. And sa last session po natin, meron din pong certificate. Meron po tayong certificate ng participation, meron din po tayong certificate ng completion po mismo ng lahat ng webinar sessions natin. ay kay Ma'am Precious Gonzales. Ay yung certificate po natin last March 28, currently po nagge-generate na po kami. And it will be sent to you once available. I think attorney's back again, so we may continue our
Very
discussion.
sorry, very sorry.
It's okay po, attorney. Nag-fluctuate naman po yung kuryente niyo diyan, sir, 'no? Ayan.
Ahem. Balik tayo. Fair use of a copyrighted work under Section 185 is the fair use of a copyrighted work for criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, including limited number of copies for classroom use, scholarship, research, and similar purposes is not an infringement of copyright. Ito yung definition ng copyright as well as its limitations. Kanina may nagtanong yung reaction videos. Bakit hindi sila na-copyright? Kasi it's for criticism or comment. Pero yung mga gumaganyan lang, yung mga makikita nyo yung reaction videos na nanonood lang, hindi naman siya for comment or criticism eh. It's also not teaching. Kaya papasok siya sa infringement. How about pag kinutya mo yung gawa ng iba? May video. Sabihin nyo, ay, ang laswa nito, ang pangit ng pagkagawa nito, ang baduy ng pagkagawa. Baka sabihin, cybercrime. Hindi, that's for criticism. Basta yung criticism nyo is pasok sa term ng criticism. Hindi mo pwedeng sabihin na pangit ang pagkagawa, wala naman kayong idea kung bakit pangit yung pagkagawa. Hindi naman kayo pwedeng sabi na walang plot kung yun pala, hindi nyo lang naintindihan yung plot. Ang pinaka-importante dito is yung teaching including limited number of copies for classroom use, scholarship, research, and similar purposes. Bakit? This was actually a very big issue in, I think, 2018 or 2020. I think it's 2018 or 2019. Merong isang abogado, although hindi pa siya nakaka-take oath, kaya hindi pa siya abogado, kumuha siya ng mga review materials galing sa ibang schools. Nilagay niya yon sa isang flash drive. Binenta niya. Nakalagay naman dito, limited number of copies for classroom use, scholarship, or research. Bar review materials yun eh. Sa tingin nyo, is it copyright infringement? Yes. Bakit copyright infringement? Siyempre, ando na yung economic rights eh. Binenta mo yung gawa ng iba. Kahit kinompile mo, nilagay mo sa flash drive, ganun pa din. Actually, yung isa, bar taker, yun, pinatawad ng review center. Pero hindi na siya nakapag-bar. Hindi na siya pwede maging abogado. Yun yung condition doon. You will not take the bar, hindi ka na namin kakasuhan. Pero paano kung nag-photocopy ako ng libro, kasi gagamitin ko lang naman sa school, isa-isa akong estudyante, wala akong pambili ng libro. Pinotocopy ko yung libro kasi gagamitin ko. Classroom use yun. Pero how about yung isang nakapasa sa bar, na ganun din yung ginawa? Kinuha niya yung mga review materials ng ibang schools, kinompile niya, pati yung mga ibang review centers, kinuha niya, binenta niya din. Is that copyright? Yes, that's copyright. Kasi ando na inapakan mo na yung economic rights ng mga creator. Sabi nga, you cannot infringe the rights of another and expect your rights not to be infringed. You cannot protect yourself with a rights that was only gained dahil sa iba. Can books from the school library be photocopied from front page to end tapos ipapabookbind for classroom use only? Actually, that's a gray matter eh. The best part there is you photocopy it bit by bit kung alin yung gagamitin nyo. Pero once na nireproduce nyo yan, Tapos for example, kasi na-reproduce nyo, ginamit nyo for school use. Tapos na yung subject nyo yun, binenta mo, or pinahira mo, di nag-illegally reproduce ka na. The fair use of a copyrighted work for criticism, comment, news reporting, and teaching, or the CCNT, including limited number of copies for classroom use, is not an infringement of copyright. Tatandaan nyo to. Kasi this is very important. Ito yung mga justification para hindi kayo makasuhan ng copyright. Isipin nyo para sa content creators lang to. Hindi naman to bagay sa ICT. Bagay ito sa ICT, you will learn later why. Pag nag-practice na kayo ng pagiging ICT nyo. That's why you memorize this. CCNT. What is the balancing test of fair use? I've already taught you this last webinar. Kailangan yung i-balance yung purpose and character of the use sa nature of the copyrighted work. Hindi nyo naman pwedeng sabihin na yung mga pelikula ng Viva Max ginamit nyo for educational use. Anong education makukuha nyo doon? Pinokotocopy nyo yung Playboy magazine, dinala mo sa school, classroom use na ba yun? Hindi pa din. Baka palusot nyo, research, mali pa din yun. Amount and substantiality of the portion used in relation to the copyrighted work as a whole. Ito na yung tanong, paano pag yung libro sa library, pinotocopy mo ng buo? You have to balance it. Kasi dapat walang effect on the use upon the potential market value or for value of the copyrighted work. Kung nag-photocopy ka ng isa, tapos pinotocopy ng mga kaibigan mo ng tigi-isa, sino pang bibili ng libro? Di ba wala na? Nasira mo na yung profitability or yung potential market value ng libro. Article 13 of the European Directive. Online content sharing service providers and the right holders shall cooperate in good faith in order to ensure that unauthorized protected works and other subject matter are not available on their services. Ito na yung nangyayari kay YouTube, kay Spotify, tapos sa iba pa. Kaya nga tinake down yung mga kanta nung ano, di ba? Yung nag-copyright. Sila na mismo nag-take down, pinapalawasan sila na mismo nag-take down. Pero once na malaman kasi ng streaming services or ng mga online providers, automatic iti-take down yun. Is there an obligation for online platforms to take down the licensed material? Yes. Paano yung mga memes? Si Leonardo DiCaprio, si Boromir. Pasok ba siya? Ayun, si Article 13, compliant frog. Si Fry, indecisive about whether or not EU compliant Article 13. Pero tandaan nyo, this is without prejudice to those which guarantee the freedom of expression of users. Ito yung kung bakit ako nagtanong kung pasok ba ang freedom of expression sa copyright last session. Ito na yung sagot. Without prejudice to those which guarantee the freedom of expression of users. There should be a balance between Charter of Fundamental Rights, the freedom of expression, and the freedom of the arts and the right to property. Tapos na. Thank you. Shall we proceed with Q&A?
Yes, attorney.
There's
You
still
can
time.
answer. Yes po. Pwede na po tayo sumagot ng mga questions. Ay, ikaw po, attorney, ang sasagot ng questions.
Ikaw na. Kala ko
Ako yung
tutuloy.
pasagot. Kaya mo na po yan, attorney. Malaki ang tiwala namin sa iyo. Dito po, attorney, question dito na, what if mag-apply ako ng trademark ng signature ng namatay na tao? Okay lang po ba?
Mag-signature ka ng namatay na tao. Signature mo ba yan? Did you
What
create?
if mag-apply ako ng trademark ng signature ng namatay na tao?
Ang question na naman dyan is, yung namatay na tao na owner ng property niya, which is the signature, pwede pa ba siyang magbigay ng consent? Di ba hindi na? Unless registered siya nung buhay pa. Kasi wala nang consent. Di mo magagamit yung signature niya. Unless directly related sa brand niya. Question, may evaluation na po ba? Hindi ko po alam kung meron na po. Can I register to IPOPHIL my created computer programs even I didn't have any registered business name? You don't have to have a business name in order to register your creations. Kasi the mere fact that you are a natural person already grants you the right to protect your creations. Yan ang pinaka-importante. Ang pinakamalakas na tao sa Pilipinas is not the corporations, it's the natural persons. You have more rights. Wait. Any more questions, please? Zora, is there any more submitted questions, please?
Checking pa po attorney nila pa. Ano yun? Kasi sa certificate sick mga tanong attorney. Yung sa case po ng singer, included siya sa kaso if ever kahit kinanta lang niya yung song.
Ano po?
Nandito po may tanong si Ma'am Dimples Balana. Yung case daw po sa singer na case po ng singer included siya sa kaso if ever kahit kinanta lang niya yung song. So kung
Yes.
pwede daw po makasuhan iyon.
Yung singer? Yes. Oo. Kasi siya yung kumanta eh. Siya yung nag-violate. Kasi kahit pa iba yung nag-arrange ng kanta, iba yung nagsulat, kinanta mo, di mo na pwedeng sabihin good faith. Di ba? It's not mala in se, it's mala prohibitum. Which means good faith is not a defense.
Dito naman po attorney kay Jogan. May tanong po siya. If ever, how much po ba ang lawyer consultation and why? Pwede
Una,
po bang sagutin yan, attorney? I think po nasa depende naman yan sa professional fee po ata ng no?
ganito kasi yan. Depende kung saan ka nakatira. Kasi Cebu has a table of fees na sinusunod nila. I don't know if strictly followed. Pero most IBP chapters, wala kaming table of fees. Tsaka it depends on the complexity. For example, sa firm namin, sa Rabelas Baliran, Rabelas and Basanta, usually we don't ask for consultation fees. Pag yung i-consult nyo lang naman is mere questions. Kasi ang justification namin dyan is nagkikwentuhan lang naman tayo. Pero if it's with regards to an ongoing case na kailangan mo talaga yung consultation at kailangan mo na ng doc preparation, then we will have to charge. Ganun yun. Depende din sa complexity. If ang tanong nyo lang naman is infringement po ba to, sasagutin ko lang ng yes or no, grabe naman kung magpapabayad pa ako. Pero pag tinanong mo, attorney, ang infringement po ba pasok po sa ganito? Pag ginawa ko po ba to? Infringement po ba to? Paano po pag ganito? Ano po yung magagawa ko para hindi po to pumasok sa infringement? Of course, magdi-discuss na ako dyan ng case laws, di-discuss ng jurisprudence, ng laws, di ang ano dyan is meron yan na consultation fee. Ang usual consultation fee ranges from 500 to 1,000 per hour. But that depends again on the lawyer and the complexity of the subject.
Ayun. Thank you po sa pagsagot, attorney. Meron pa po tayong question kay Marvin Cruz. Meron na po bang precedent cases on fair use relative sa patent and trademarks here in the Philippines? Parang yung sa GR 195956 po is yung sa copyright ng ang focus niya. Tama po ba? Salamat po. Nasa
Can
Q&A portion po yung questions niya, attorney.
Di ko na-gets yung question eh. Pwede pa,
Paraphrase.
hindi pa, can you send it in the chat para mabasa?
Nandito po siya, attorney, sa Q&A portion natin. Dito sa may navigation bar sa baba.
Opo, ang nababasa ko lang is tatlo eh. Pwede po ba ito sa training hours for ranking purposes? Any thoughts about the Creative Commons licensing? May I ask for evaluation form? Yun ang nababasa ko dito.
At attorney, sinend ko po sa GC.
Precedent cases on fair use relative sa patent and trademarks and village. Actually, I cannot give you the exact case numbers or the GRs kasi hindi sa bureau, hindi ako nagsasaulo ng GRs. You can actually just find this online if there are cases on trademarks and patents. Pero if you attend my next session, which is scheduled on April 11, I will be discussing case laws since that's the common pitfalls. Yung common pitfalls ng ICT innovators, doon na natin i-discuss yung case laws kasi doon yung makikita yung paano ginagawa yung mga violations and how not to do the violations.
Next question po, attorney. From Mark Luis Enteria. Any thoughts po about Creative Commons licensing? Okay lang po ba na for the meantime, ito muna gamitin? Thank you.
What is the contents of the Creative Commons licensing? Is it for ano lang? For co-ownership? Stick with our IP laws. Our IP laws are very comprehensive to the point na yung IRR is hindi pa namin ginagalaw. Hindi pa namin binabasa. Kaya, which is nakakatawa kasi I was on the phone with one of the top researchers of IPOPHL. Same kami, hindi pa namin nababasa yung bagong IRRs.
Ayun.
Yun.
Masyado bang mahaba, attorney, yung IRRs ngayon?
Yung sa creative uses, pati yung sa inventions ng ICT innovator through ICT. Madami kasing very aggressive kasi ang IPOPHL ever since the few years back in protecting IP laws and IP creations. Madaming laws.
Ayan, sir. Attorney, may last question, I think, from EMS. Clarification po, how about lupang hinirang? Copyrighted din po ba yun, attorney?
Let me answer this quite comically. You can try using the lupang hinirang and distort it. Ang mangyayari sa'yo is kakasuhan ka ng Republic of the Philippines. Kasi that's copyrighted for the Philippines and there are laws protecting the lupang hinirang, not just intellectual property. Kasi that is the national anthem of the Philippines eh. That is not just a civil case, that is a criminal case. Kaya you can use the lupang hinirang in its original arrangement or in its arrangement which is not distorted. It can be used in a different arrangement, iba yung tono, pero you can never distort the lupang hinirang. Kaya is it copyrighted? Yes, to the Philippines. Kaya nga Ma'am Lerma, pwede niyong ibahin yung tono sa pagkanta sa boxing or sa kung saan. Pero hindi mo pwedeng i-distort yung kanta. Yung tono okay lang. Yung arrangement niya, tinaasan mo yung tono, binabaan mo, pinabilis mo, pinahina mo, ginawa mo military style tulad ng original, that's okay. But once you distort the music, the lupang hinirang mismo, wala, that's already a violation.
Ayun, malinaw na sinagot ni attorney yung question. Ito na lang, attorney, last na po talaga. If I have thesis including system po, then gusto po ng group namin na ilaban sa ibang research congress, pero ayaw kami i-allow ng school, what can we do? Ano po pwedeng maging advice mo po dito, attorney?
If I have thesis including system po, then gusto po ng group namin na ilaban sa sa ibang research congress pero ayaw kami i-allow ng school, what can we do? Your school can do nothing to prevent you from trying to fight that in another congress. Kasi bakit? That's your creation. Hindi naman yung part ng ano nyo eh. Di ba? Ang limitations lang if ang employer or employee kayo, doon magkaka-ownership or different ownership ng gawa nyo. Pero that's just a school. That's all your work. Kayo ang inventors or creators niyan. Hindi kayo pwede sabihan ng school na hindi pwede. But that is a school task. Did the school task provide you with the necessary tools or at least the schematics para sa programs nyo? If that is your invention, no. E tatandaan nyo once na may inventive step na sa prior art, that's already patentable. Eh, ang nakalagay, di ba, computer programs is not patentable, eh di copyright. Kasi kayo yung creators eh, hindi naman yung school. Although the school has the right na sabihin na, oh, wag kayong lumaban dyan, pero once you push through, pwede yan. You have to ask for the reason kasi malay mo, ang i-claim na ownership niyan at the end of the day is sa kanila. Eh, ang thesis, kahit pa yan pinapublish nyo tsaka nilalagay sa school library, that is yours. That is your creation.
Ay, may mga questions pa po, attorney, pero I think wala na tayong oras. We will collect all the questions na hindi po nasagot and ibibigay na lang ulit namin to kay attorney na pwede niya itong i-address sa ating last episode, which will be on April 11. So yun, before you go po, attorney, mag-stay ka po muna kasi mag-award po kami ng certificate. So, I think, okay lang po ba, attorney, na mag-stop sharing ka na po muna para makapag-share ng
Okay.
screen niya? Ayan. So, mag-share na po ng screen ng aming team. So, basahin ko na lang po yung citation. Wait lang. This certificate of appreciation is presented to Attorney Ram Derek Balde for sharing his knowledge and expertise as a resource speaker during the webinar Demystifying Intellectual Property Rights for Beginner ICT Innovators Part 2 IPR Strategies for Beginner ICT Innovators of the Department of Information Communications Technology Region 5 Sorsogon through the ICT Literacy and Competency Development Bureau or the ILCDB as part of the Tech for Ed DTC initiative, Tech Talk Thursday 2024 on April 4, 2024 via Zoom.us platform and Facebook, given this 4th day of April 2024. To be signed by our Regional Director, Rachel Ann P. Grabador. So yun, thank you so much, attorney. I'm sure maraming natutunan at napulot yung mga participants po natin in this session. So, yun lang. Yung evaluation form po natin, ibibigay na lang namin sa ating chat box. And we'll see you on the last episode, which will be on April 11. Same time, same Zoom room. Ayan. Thank you, everyone. Ay, wait lang po, attorney. Mag-photo ops po muna tayo. Okay lang po ba?
Sige ba?
Sige. I'll be taking the shots now. 3, 2, 1, smile. Ayan. Thank you. We'll see you on the last episode. Thank you,
See you next
attorney,
time. Thank you very much.
very much. Guys, we'll give you 10 minutes to complete the evaluation form, and then we'll end the Zoom. Thank you so much.